Okay, great. So it comes in very low traffic. So we can see that traffic is comes under the radar. So there's no like signals that you're under attack. You have no clues that something is happening till your customer service will get phone call why I'm not able to actually buy from the cart, buy online, or do something because this action doesn't work specifically. And then they can come switch the multiple the amplitude random. They can come fast waves up and down very fast because, and all of this you won't see it because it's very it's the system today are not sensitive for this. Of course, they can come with clean IPs because today with all the IoT devices, it's unlimited number of IPs. There's not any more option to have blacklist of IPs and whitelist of IPs because they change all the time. One time my phone can be a bot because I download a game, and then the second time I'm trying to log into my bank account, but I'm not able because the system recognized me as a bad traffic. So you cannot work on those IP lists. Regarding session, we talked about human mimicking. So there's no behavioral analysis option really to understand what's the difference between a person and a bot. They do actually the same. They look how the people work the traffic and they actually imitate the same thing as a bot. And those bots are outside. Maybe one word about bots. So, everyone knows about those massive attacks of traffic coming in. And today's is botnets of million devices. So there's not a question about bringing those bots. It's just a question, what are we going to use it? Who against who are we going to use them? And the third part of against it is the tunneling through encryption. Existing solution, when you have a system, a DDoS solution from your ISP, it won't see actually this type of attack because this comes under encrypted traffic. So when the traffic comes from the pipeline, from the telecom, from the ISP, it comes as blind traffic. You never know. They don't know what's going in. They just let the traffic in. They just close the peaks, and that's what they do. So you have to actually see all this traffic inside. This is we're still talking about the attack. We want to go, let's talk about what else Reliefs can do here. So we understand that attackers are getting much more clever. They're using automated tools also to analyze what's your system, what's your vulnerabilities, create a blueprint, exactly what's the weakness of your points, and then whenever they decide, they can just do that attack automatically. So there's not anymore you fighting against hackers, it's your system has to fight against automated attacks. And this is where L7Defense comes into. When we look at this problem, we said we have to find a very deep technology to understand and to mitigate this type of attack, because it's getting much more smarter and clever than our existing solutions today. Looking at this, my partner has a PhD in bioinformatics, and his background was research about how the human body identifies new types of risks. And I would say a few words about this. The human body is the most noisiest network in the world because we have many of traffic going around. We have nerves, blood, oxygen. We have billions of cells that each one replaces itself every 24 hours, and each one acts different. A cell of nerves acts different. A cell of our skin, each one acts different all the time. And still, the human body has to pass through all this information all the time and keep updating. From the other side, we have a lot of germs, bacteria, good and bad, and there's millions and I would say endless germs and mutations and bacteria all the time. But most of them actually don't affect the body, not for good, not for bad. They just come in and go out. The human body starts to analyze when it sees an impact. And this is called the innate immunity. We were able to take this model from academia to do breakthrough in academia research to adjust it to cybersecurity. This is called unsupervised machine learning capability, because this system doesn't need no training, no updates for the system to learn new patterns. This means I put this installation in any organization and I won't never need to update it or to keep updating from external. For example, sending more signatures or IPs, and also from internal. I don't care how the system will change. This model needs to adjust itself to any organization, and any organization will get its own dedicated security for him, not something generic. It will get a specific solution for him. And this solution adjusts itself and works agile with the company. So if the company adds a new API, the system would understand this new API, what's functioning, what's good, what's bad, and build the rules around it. This is how the future of cybersecurity defenses looks. And we did hear the correlation. We give you some example how we learn from the human body to the immune system. We show you how it actually correlates, but we had to do deep analytic behind and create real-time machine learning component. It's a lot of just seeing how it looks together, and then you have to build it. And to adjust these models, it's a lot of research and building new capabilities of AI. I will wrap up and say how the system works. We have two legs, actually learning about the DDoS sign, danger sign, the patterns. If we understand in real time, we correlate that there is some services are not functioning as the same way before, we're able to correlate in the same time slot, create the signatures, understand this pattern is causing this damage or this latency, create the signatures, and that's where it goes to Niagara Networks, how they actually mitigate that attack in their box. Last slide, talking about privacy. This system is completely isolated from outside. You don't send no information outside. It's complete with GDPR and more. Number two is real time. You don't have to think about how I will protect myself and how much time it will take to recover. This system does it in real time. Number three is about the accuracy, because we never block legitimate users. We will block specific patterns that come in, the patterns that are dedicated for attack, but we won't never block the IP. The customer can continue be able to log in to do his things, but specific requests will be denied. So for example, he was trying to put in his username, login X space / minus, this specific username will not log in, but he will actually put his name in and it will work. That's why we're taking down, eliminating the false positive to zero. Number four is about adaptive. So this system teaches itself from the first time installation. It comes in and also Yigal will explain how it actually works inside Niagara Networks. But there's no need for working on it in the first installation and not in maintenance and updates. And elastic, so we can grow and scale inside the product. And these are the 5 benefits of L7Defense. L7 is a software solution embedded in the Niagara Network open architecture. And here we are moving the microphone back to Yigal. Yigal, thank you very much. And I'm leaving you, and I'm still here online and waiting for your questions. Yigal, the microphone is yours.
Thank you, Israel. That was great. Really good introduction and content. I would like to remind everyone that if you do have questions, you have the option to basically ask the questions as you can through that webinar. I'm going to share my screen now, and with that said, we'll be able to basically continue on the Niagara side, which is basically, as you can see here, the paths to intelligent visibility layers.